All right, I clicked go live, so I should be live. It should be popping up on my um YouTube channel in just a second. Go live, so I should be live. It should be popping up on my I can hear myself. That's not always a good thing. How y'all doing this evening? Gig Gidgety and Ride Share Lisa, how y'all doing? What is I'm pretty sure it is my fault. Uh-oh. Did you do something? If you did, just don't admit to it. Plead insanity. So anyhow, how's everybody doing this fine evening? Man, I tell you what, the weather here, I don't know about in y'all's area, but the weather here is getting a little bit better. It's only in the mid to low 90s now, so that's not too bad. Oh, let's see. Let me get this chat going. Why is that not moving? Just a sec. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's caught up. Why am I hearing myself? Oh, I must have hit the unmute button. Well, that's a scary thing when you start hearing yourself. How you doing, Matt? Rodney? How are y'all? Hope y'all are doing well. I I've been just going to get this out there, and then we can just start talking about whatever. But I've been seeing a lot of people that kind of actually feeling kind of depressed. I've talked to a couple of people out in my market, and they watch YouTube, and they get frustrated because they're not hitting those numbers like a lot of these people say they are. And I'm not questioning anybody, but there are some big numbers coming out there that we're all hearing. But the thing of it is, and what I want everybody to understand is a lot of it depends on your market. And sadly, it's not for everybody. You know, I was laying in bed thinking about this last night, and in our area, how you doing, Steve? In our area, the ice hockey is not. They had an ice hockey team here, okay, and you could get free tickets pretty easy. And I went a few times just to check it out and for something to do, and probably maybe a third, probably not even that much, of the Coliseum part had spectators there. So, yeah, smack it. Make us like it. Or, I mean, smack the like button. That's anyhow. Um, and that's the thing of it. You know, you may think something is going to be good, and you want it to be good, but unfortunately, there's just not a market for it. Like the ice hockey, you know, up north, I realize ice hockey is a big thing, especially when you cross the Canadian border. And the boys playing ice hockey here, that's the majority of them was from, Michigan, and Alberta, and different places, way up north. And it's just not the thing down here. Most people down here are into football, a lot of baseball, not as much baseball, mostly football. And it's there's a small town here, and I looked it up last night. There are 4 restaurants that are connected with the DoorDash app that you can order DoorDash through in the small town. It's got 10,000 people in that town. DoorDash shouldn't even be in that town. Just my opinion. But for those people that live in small towns like that and they want to make these $100 and $200 a day, it's odds are it's just not going to happen. And it's depressing for some of them because they watch all these gig tubers talking about making $300 and $400 a day, and I still question that on an everyday thing. I understand that it can be done, especially if you're got a good app. But my main thing was, if you're watching this and you get discouraged because you're not making the money that you see everybody else making, it's not because of you. You're not doing anything wrong. You're getting out there and you're trying. It's just that it's just not going to work where you live. And unfortunately, you're gonna have to find something else and be more resourceful. You might learn how to fish good and become a fishing guide. There's different things that you can do to work for yourself, but and I understand it's frustrating. I can go out there and I work 8, 9 hours a day, and then I hear people talking about making $300 a day, and I'm like, man, I was getting some good orders. I worked a good solid 8 hours, and I wasn't nowhere near $300. And a lot of the orders I work or I get on, and we all know, if you watch me enough, pretty much Spark is all I do now. I might throw Uber Eats in. I threw Uber Eats in yesterday, made $7 whole, but it only went a mile and a half. But it's because I finished the shopping order up before the next round came out. But anyhow, um, most of my Spark orders are 14 to $24, and if it's a shopping order, it may be $30 to $35. And that's not chump change. That's good, and that's real good for my area because the average worker around here probably makes around $8 to $9 an hour. It's pardon me. It's just it's hard, and when we went to St. Louis, I checked the apps in Springfield and in St. Louis, and they get those crappy orders. I saw a bunch of crappy orders that it looked just like back here in home, but they were consistent. I mean, just bam, 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 and then you see a good order come in, and so there's a lot more orders. And if you live in a little town, it's just not going to happen. And you really need to reconsider what you're doing. But my whole point is, don't let it eat at you. It is what it is, and that's all it's going to be. And if you live close enough, like Vernon is only like 25 miles from here, so that's a doable distance. You could come down in the morning and work the Wichita Falls market. To get to a better market for me, it's about an hour and a half to get down to the Dallas Metroplex, or about 2 hours up to Oklahoma City. I don't know how Lawton, Oklahoma is. I've actually never talked to anybody that lives in Lawton, Oklahoma that works. Boy, yeah, we got the chat going. That's pretty much all I had to say on that. Pork Chop sent me an email about the Spark update, and she said I might mention it. And there was a Spark update, and it's supposed to show you whether the tips got changed, confirmed and unconfirmed tips. But I checked the Play Store app, and I have the latest version, and it may be just working on the iPhones, on the iOS. I'm not sure. That, or you do not see that unless somebody does change a tip. And I've been lucky and nobody's changed a tip. I don't really know. So that's why I wasn't going to make a big video on it or anything. And there's probably a lot of videos already out there on it, because that changed on the 8th, I believe. I've seen no change, none whatsoever. So anyhow, let me get back in here into the chat and see what we got going on. Bud Soda, how you doing, Chris? Howdy. This is why encouraging multi-apping. The thing about in Vernon, Texas, there is no multi-apping. You have DoorDash. That's it. And you may encourage the multi-apping, but you're in a bigger community or a bigger town. Small towns, you don't have them. And a lot of small towns don't have anything. And they're probably better off not having it. That way people don't rely on others to take care of what they need to be taken care of. But yeah. And I did a video a while back about whether multi-apping is really worth it. I personally, for me, it's not, because I've spent the first 2 years multi-apping, so I understand it and I understand the benefits of it. But if you have one good app, you can make as much money nearly as you can multi-apping, and actually you're probably making more because you're going to be driving half the miles. And half the miles means half the gas. But that's in my market. And other markets, do what you got to do. But I will say that keep those multiple apps, because you never know. Walmart Spark could tank. They could change it up and start using Walmart employees to deliver. And if they do that, I may become a Walmart employee. I got nothing against working for Walmart. They're not as good as what they used to be to work for, but it is what it is. As long as it's a schedule I can work with. I enjoy delivering. I enjoy kind of helping people get their stuff. And I don't know. I'm just weird like that, I guess. But anyway, what I'm getting at is keep those. If you have DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, they may be junk in your area, but they're junk in the trunk in case you need them. I can't get on DoorDash, so I haven't been able to get on DoorDash, so it's total trash to me. It's a worthless app. But if I tried really hard, I could probably get in there and get my ratings up and do whatever you got to do nowadays to be able to work more. But keep apps if you have apps available for you. So, like I said, if you have one good app, just work it. But keep those other apps in your pocket just in case, because you never know. All right, Steve, you don't need to cross the border. I am from Michigan, and we are in the originals. See, talking about ice hockey. They tried a team here, and they may still have a team, but it's really. I kind of enjoyed watching it, but it's just not a thing. The thing about Wichita Falls is it's a lot of it's probably like Florida in a way. A lot of retired people, especially military. For some reason, the airmen, when they retire, they come back to Wichita Falls. Why? I have no clue, because there's nothing here. It's a very boring place, and it's not a very beautiful place. But the people are friendly, and maybe that's it. And you can go north and be in OKC or Oklahoma City, or you can go south and be in Dallas. 2 hours either way. So we're kind of right in the middle, over on the side a little bit. But anyway, but a lot of it's older people, and they won't get into newer ideas and newer things. They're slowly getting there. I mean, you can make money here, and they're using it. But there's a lot of people that get these free Spark deliveries, which unless you order $35 or more, they charge you $6.99. But let's all face it, you can drop $35 at Walmart just like that. Milk and bread and lunch meat and a bottle of mustard and some Cokes or a case of water or whatever, you're at $35. So it's free delivery. And they don't want to tip. So I don't know. People are not too quick for change in my area, and it may be the South in general. I'm not real sure, but anyhow, where was we at? How you doing, Deborah? Matt, I caught the tail end of the tourist season here, and the dollars was so great. It's still fair here, especially on the weekends. But I'm looking forward to the holiday rush now. Yeah, I really think, and I was watching Hannibal and Steve right here rodeo. They was talking about some different apps, and I think right here rodeo Steve had mentioned something about Curry or one of them that in the holiday season is real good, and that's going to be true because shipped. Shipped, I think, is what he was talking about. Now that I'm getting my brain together, unfortunately, we don't have shipped here. Somebody delivers for Target, but I've yet to figure out who it is. I know a person that delivers for them, but they won't let me. They won't share that with me. I don't know. Maybe they don't have enough orders, but some people are funny on you sharing what you know. I got on a Facebook group, a local Facebook group, somebody shared one of my videos about Spark, and then somebody made a comment on it that, oh, that's why we can't get our orders. Everybody's advertising Spark. Me, one person, little old me, made a difference? No, I don't think so. Those who can't get on Spark and can't get orders, you can't get on Spark because probably waited a little too late, but don't give up if you're not on it. Keep trying. And if you can't get orders, maybe you're not putting forth the effort or 100%. Maybe you're just pushing it 90%. I don't know. I don't have a problem getting orders. Now, I may skip an hour, but that's where having those other apps in your back pocket comes into play. Just like I turned on Uber Eats yesterday. So while I say one app, one good app, you can make more, there are circumstances where having a couple more apps is a good idea. Like when you don't get that, because if you don't get your order complete, that 1:45 in the afternoon order that you picked up, if you don't get it complete by 2:15, you miss that round because they won't send you an order till you completed that other one. So now you've got, unless you can get a shop and deliver or a first come first serve deliver, which usually they're garbage because they've already been round robins for other people and they didn't take them. But sometimes you find yourself in a lull, you know. That's when those other apps are good to have. So keep those other apps in your pocket just in case. Steve, earnings have be levels amount and cost of living. Yeah. The thing of our cost of living, unfortunately, though, is going up, way up. Years ago in Arlington, Texas, which is the Dallas Metroplex, a one-bedroom apartment was like $700 a month, and I thought, good Lord, that's outrageous because you could get one here for $400. Now one here is about $800. So there's no telling what they are in Arlington. I have no idea. But our income overall has not went up, but everything else is going up. And that's why I cannot figure out how there are so many jobs out there, because obviously there's a lot of people that live here that don't work, and I don't know how they do it. I don't know what their secret is, but they're not telling anybody. They're just doing it. Oh, how you doing, Tony? If you're still here, I didn't see that. Tony, we have a finding our Wednesday coffee groove. I missed that this morning. I did see your short on that, Steve. I meant to go back and watch it, but I kind of got frustrated and a little aggravated with something I did today at myself for letting somebody pressure me into buying into something, but I got that retracted, I hope. We won't talk about that, but whoa, what happened? We got all blur here. At least this screen did. Still looks good over on that side. Oh, there it is. Maybe it's my monitor, but look, Looks like it's getting darker and lighter and darker and lighter. I don't know what's going on. I probably should have got another light going. Looks pretty dark, doesn't it? Oh well, it is. We're just gonna go with it. Anyhow, where I very rarely do roadie. You know, I installed roadie because I kept getting only orders I was getting was St. Louis. I spent about 30 minutes on with the help. What do you call them? Support, and I never did get through to them, so I uninstalled it. I just forgot to reinstall it, but I hadn't been getting much on roadie in the last year, so you didn't accept them on roadie. Oh, see, Rodney and I are both huge Red Wings fans. Red Wings, that's Boots. I guess that's a hockey team, maybe. Down here, they're Boots. Talk about Red Wings, yeah. Or somebody might say, you mean Hot Wings? It's the South, man. Oh, Hot Wings, does that count? There you go. See there? Oh, I mean, who's Rodney? We are Red Wings. Oh, who are the Red Wings? Haven't met a bad Hot Wing yet. Man, that's one place that I hated delivering for is Wingstop. Man, I hated delivering for that place back when I was doing food a lot. It would take forever. There'd be 7 or 8 people standing around in there. Lisa's in here, the driven mom. I mean, I have to eat some bad homemade wings, but the person knows what they're doing. They chow down. Shipped mid-November through Christmas banking. Yeah. Well, I thought that's what on you and Hannibal was talking about the other day. So I'm looking forward to Spark, when it comes Christmas time. Oh, Lola Lost on Land is in the house, or was. Anyway, I may have missed her, but if I didn't, howdy. There isn't a 1-bedroom less than $1,000 a month in Arlington right now. There you go. See, a few years ago, you could get one for $1,700 on Green Oaks and Collins. I know exactly where there's an apartment complex because I looked there. But yeah, they've gone up considerably and gone up here too. We may still be a little bit behind, but the pay ain't any better. Bud Soda, they put me on whenever. This last mile services, you can work from websites directly. I looked up that medical because I was watching that today while I was waiting on an order. The medical, I may still have it open. Anyway, it was for medical delivery, and I filled it out because you have to fill out a little form. Man, I don't know. I've got so many tabs open now. Anyway, there's still one. For some reason, I got a tab open for some way to celebrate cake board on aisle F19, section 7. It costs $4.97 in case you need one of those. I don't know why that would be on one of my tabs. I took a screenshot because I was trying to. There's like 7 or 8 different ones and like 4 different ones for the same price. And I was trying to see if there was a size on that order, but there wasn't. I wound up just having to try to find the UPC. Actually, I started pulling them out and just scanning them, and it says wrong barcode or whatever. Anyway, where are we at? You love wings. Well, they may be good, but they ain't good to pick up at. Not for me. They never were. But that's here. Hannibal had a 2-stop curry offer today where pickup and both drop-offs were in Clifton, New Jersey, $240. Obviously, there is no curry driver in Clifton. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I signed up for Curry, couldn't get on Curry. Somebody I think had made a comment, might have been on one of your videos, um, that they emailed the support for Curry, and they wound up getting put on. So I emailed support, and I'm on Curry. But I ran Curry every day, 24/7 for about 2 months and never got one single order. So apparently they will let you on the platform. It's just they have no vendors or no contracts here. Not yet, but I haven't. And they don't have shipped either. Man, that's discouraging. I'm aggravated about not being able to figure out who delivers for Target here because I know somebody does. Oh, you have tons of medical. Well, I look down in the description or show notes, whatever you want to call it, for the different links because I don't know how much of that is in the Wichita Falls area, but I I encourage anybody if they see an app that somebody's talking about and talking about being good, if you're watching it on Steve's channel or Hannibal's channel or Pedro's or UDM or whoever's channel, I encourage you to check it. It doesn't hurt to try it out. I love Spark and I'm 100% into Spark. However, Spark doesn't own me, so I would be more than willing to try another app. I know DoorDash is trash here. I know Uber Eats is a step above that trash. Grubhub, I can turn it on and have it on all day, and I might get one order. But a lot of that is probably because I don't ever get on them. So that may have something to do with it. They don't deactivate you. I just think you are nowhere near the top of the priority list of drivers. I may be wrong. I don't know how that works. And anyhow, Brandon, when Curry gets a contract in your area, it'll light up the app. Cool. Oh, it may. I'm going to watch for it. What'd you say? November. I'll start watching for it because it may kick up. Who knows? What is the name of the medical carrier app? It's medical couriers. It's got an S on the end.com because if you don't put the S, it takes you to another website. Check out Hannibal's channel. Steve, if you got the link to that video down there in the description, Hannibal's got some links to those different sites. Yeah, that might, I guess that's it. But anyway, and if you're a gig tuber or somebody, I say gig tuber, it sounds cool. At least we got a title. But if you're a gig tuber and you get information off somebody else's channel, it don't matter who provides the information. Give them reference to them. I mean, how do I say? Link to, say this and this. You might check so and so's channel. You don't need to keep everybody to yourself because most everybody's going to watch everybody anyway. There's a lot of people that watch UDM and watch Pedro and the WWE. And I was thinking about that last night. It's funny when you lay in bed, all this stuff, or for me anyway, I can't sleep hardly. All this stuff runs through my head. And I was thinking, some of these YouTube channels are like the WWE. It used to be WWF, and then it became entertainment. And that's what a lot of these channels are. It's fun to harass people in a friendly manner, but don't take it personal. And everybody's right in their own way. Even I don't watching, but the one guy that's all about the Top Dasher thing that got his feelings hurt and all that. But even in for him, he's right for himself. It works where he's at and it works for him. But anybody that says, I know how it works and I figured it out, they're sadly mistaken. They may have figured it out for themselves, but you can go to the next town over and it may not work for them. It may not. But anybody that tells you they know how something works, especially as complicated as that figuring out the algorithm, because I almost think the people who work for DoorDash have a general idea how the algorithm works. But when you get a program that learns and gathers data, I don't think the people that work with that know exactly how it works. They just know it does. It gets pretty deep into stuff. And really, in all honesty, who really cares? I could care less what the algorithm does. You know, I understand the YouTube algorithm a little bit and what can trigger things, but when you're out there trying to make money, I don't care if the car next to me gets a $9 order and I only get an $8 order. It don't matter to me as long as we're both making money, because I might get an $11 order later and they may get a $7 order later. It all changes every time. About the time you think you got it figured out, you'll figure out you ain't got it figured out. Figure that one out. Just my thoughts. Anyhow, sorry I got off on a little tangent there. If I hurt anybody's feelings, I didn't mean to. It's just, you know. Shock of the hour. Uh-oh, did I say something? Or somebody else say something? Just give me the money, don't care. Exactly. That's my thoughts. Mystery Live. Yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't I don't care if you're a top dasher. I don't care if your acceptance rating's higher than mine and you get a little better order than I get. As long as I make money and I can pay my bills and I'm happy. You know, the guy next door may be a supervisor at a plant making $38 an hour. Great. Makes me no difference. I mean, I'm happy for him, but as long as I make the money that I need to make to live and to be able to do something here and there. I may not be able to fly to Hawaii every month or something just for the weekend, but I'm able to enjoy my life because that guy making $38 an hour may be working 80 hours a week. And I'm just not going to do that. And I don't think anybody should, unless you have a situation that requires you to get a lot of money real quick and the opportunity is there to do it. There's delivery drivers out there that'll work 18 hours. And if you've got something that needs to be paid for and you need money fast, I get it. But don't live your life like that because it's going to catch up with you. You're going to turn around twice and you're going to be old and gray. Well, apparently, what is it? ASAP, which used to be Bite Squad, is needing drivers, but I'm not going to get back out. Actually, this was on Spark. Exciting incentive on 9/15 for trips starting from 6 p.m. Complete 2 trips to earn extra $8. Woo! 3 trips to earn an additional $7. $15 total. That's one trip. So you're going to bust your hiney to get those trips to make $15. I'm all about Spark, but their incentives are a joke. I mean, seriously. Yeah, I remember Uber Eats having incentives, and it would be like complete 5 trips for an extra 40 or $50. That was good incentives. But I think those days are gone. They don't have to pay incentives. Not anymore. At least not here anyway. The apps work great for me while out working the apps. If I get a call to check out a lawn job, just go to it. Let me ask you a quick question, Ratliff Family Lawns. Um, Pre-emergent, should that be applied in about January in the southern United States? I can't remember where you're at, but in north central Texas, because about late February, early March, the dandelions and start popping. So wouldn't January be a good time to put out pre-emergent? We have a bunch of stickers and the old goat heads, and I'd really like to get rid of those. We'll call somebody like Permagreen or somebody, but I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure. I'm already old and gray, Grandpa. Well, then you know exactly what I'm saying. You should get out there, hustle, make your money, pay what you got to pay, but don't make work the air you breathe. I mean, you can't live without the air, but you can live without working 18 hours a day. The person that I'm referring to knows exactly who I'm talking about. And it's not that I'm knocking them. I worry about them because I like them and I'm concerned about them. So I really wish they would slow down and enjoy life a little bit. And there's probably other people out there like that. But anyway, you got to enjoy life. Slow down just a little bit. I'm already on gray. It would take a grizzly vet to keep up with you, but so yeah. I have an evening incentive just like that one. Oh well, 2 for $8. Yeah, the incentives are kind of. I mean, if you don't know better, you may think that's good, but one order is twice that. So don't stress out about getting 2 orders to get an extra $8. Just wait and take 2 orders for $12, and you just made more than what you would have made. Anyway, gig I'm on 1 year to go. Yep, only a 1 year ago. Watch Kim multi app and UDM's last. Yeah, okay, I'll check it out. There he is, Zixie Paul. Oh, February and March. Okay. Why does it? I don't know why it keeps getting darker and brighter. I'm not moving. Maybe that light up there is flickering. I don't know. And maybe this monitor has got a delay in it. Who knows? Anyhow, I agree. It is what it is. I do it because I can't sit still. Nah, I got to go harder. More things went wrong. Well, nobody knows your situation completely as you do, and you know what you've got to do. And that's what I'm saying. In certain situations, I understand. I've been, I've been where I had to work a lot of overtime. But the thing of it is, when you're working a W-2, you wind up kind of screwing yourself if you work too many hours because the Uncle Sam will take a big chunk, like 33%. That's through the state of Texas. I do know that one. $10 times 10 people and $100 a day. 5 days, 500 a week, times 4 is 2,000. I'm good. That's, in my market, in all honesty, because I know there's a lot of people that shoot for $200 to $300 a day. That's all. I wouldn't say impossible, but almost impossible. Even when I was multi-apping, and spend a ton on gas, 200 to 230 was probably the tops I ever made. Yeah, and in all honesty, 100 to 150 a day is doing pretty good. And if you can't survive on that, you might want to readjust some things in your life if you can. That or really hump it for a while until you get in a situation where you can readjust it. Get it while you can. He's looking ahead to reap the rewards of his hard work. Well, okay, I get that, but what are you going to do when you sitting there at the doctor's office and they're prescribing your blood pressure pills, and you can't do all the things that you used to could do because you stayed up too much and you overdid it throughout your younger life and didn't eat right? And those are words from experience. So do what you got to do. Just try not to do too much you're going to regret later in life. Yeah, you got to work smart, that's for sure. My wife and I do it together here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We get to new places in the mountains. Gatlinburg. Bellamy Brothers? Is that who's from Gatlinburg? Somebody in the country music, older country music, was from Gatlinburg, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if it was the Gatlin brothers or not. Somebody. Yep. Well, see, T's for Texas and T's for Tennessee. So that's where the good folks come from. No, I'm just teasing. There's a lot of good folks everywhere else, too. Even way up north in Jersey and places like that. I'll tell you what, I don't know any of y'all. If I know some of you met Hannibal in person at the conference in St. Louis, but I'm he's a good guy, and I'm not saying that to earn points or anything, but a lot of times people from the South think differently of people from the North, and people from the North think people from the South don't know nothing. But Hannibal's a good guy. He's a real person. He's not a person, and I'm sure there's a lot of other Northern people like that. But I've met a few, and the majority of the ones I've met um, tend to belittle you a little bit. But Hannibal, he's just a good all around nice guy. Uh, you know, somebody I would probably hang out with. You know. Anyway, that was just something that just popped into my head. So I get random thoughts. 400 a day is my bottom, man. But out of 400 a day, how much do you spend on gas? Now, I would be spending a lot because that Infinity I drive is now getting, of course, I'm probably driving a little harder than I was, is now getting about 13 and a half to 14 miles a gallon. It was getting 15 and a half. But to drive enough miles to make that kind of money, the gas would eat me up. Now, if you're lucky and you got a Tesla like Tony does, a Tesla, gas is not a problem. And a lot of these other people have a good economy cars. I was trying to get it was a 2014 Infinity, but it was that hybrid, and they quit making those in 2018. But it's supposed to get like 29 miles a gallon in town. I could have cut my gas in half. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to get it. I wish I could. It would be beneficial, but got to do what you got to do. I like my car. It's just got some issues that some of which have to be taken care of, some of which I'll just have to deal with them. My back is killing me, Paul. And what kind of car do you drive? That was one of the things when we was talking about vehicles a year ago or so. We were some cars get great gas mileage, but when you spend 6 to 8 hours a day in that seat getting in and out of that car, you really need to have a comfortable one, or you're going to wind up with a backache. I don't know if that's your situation. I just know that happens. What about Bitcoin? Jump over on Mushy Moo's channel and he'll tell you about Bitcoins, because the only thing I know about Bitcoins, if you get a coin and you buy it, and that's the only thing I know about Bitcoin. I know there's some kind of investment thing. I have no idea. I don't mess with them and never have, never will. I'm old. Not old, but I'm old school. You know, where I messed up was I should have invested in Intel about 40 years ago when some friends of mine did. Little did I know how it was going to work out. I suffer from chronic back pain too, John. I feel, yeah. Do it in the morning is better. Texas heat kicks in. And I say, where are you at? The power of the dollar. I like that. The power of the dollar. Where are you at? Sometimes about 8 o'clock in the morning, the heat's already kicked in when it's like 90, 95 for a low. We have Dolly Parton and Dollywood. Okay. Dollywood's the one that burnt down a few years. No, did it burn down or was it flood? It flooded. I think it flooded, didn't it? I can't remember now. South side of Holden. Holden. I'd have to Google that. I know where Abilene is, and I know where Nacogdoches is, and I'm not real sure where Holden is. Goish and Goish and a hat. I like it. Y'all got some unique names. Are you afraid of dying, Paul? Nope, I'm not. I'm not saying I want to die, but I'm not afraid to. I probably should have been dead about 6 years ago. Cancer. You know, you're going to live till you die. Just try to fill that time in with good things. You know, help people. Do what you can. Be nice to everybody. New sub, thank you. Appreciate that. Glory hole. Very unique names, that's for sure. Grandpa, I have a Nissan Altima, okay, with a 2.5, and I almost got 30 miles to the gallon with it. You know, I don't know. I've been looking at the Altimas. So I really like the front end of the Altima. It's really sporty to me. I don't know. I may be older, but I still like to be sporty. I don't know. But the front end of those Altimas are sharp. I, and if I couldn't get another, if I can't get another Infiniti, I got nothing, no problem with the Altima. I'd never owned a Nissan up until this Infiniti, which in, Nissan makes Infiniti, if some of you didn't know. But I've known a couple of people that has Nissans. My girlfriend's got a Nissan, and they seem to be really good cars. So I'm probably going to stick with a Nissan. But, you know, you got to go with what you can afford and what's economical and what's reliable. $30 miles a gallon, though, that sure sounds sweet compared to mine. Doesn't matter if I can run circles around that because when I'm sitting out of gas, you're still going. Come to Houston. It gets busy here, and it's huge. No, no, I appreciate it, but I have been to Houston, and I have no desire. It's pretty down there, uh, but man, y'all's traffic down there. Man, up here in Wichita Falls, the only time you have any issues with traffic is if there's a little bit of road construction and it's 5 o'clock. Then you got a little issue with traffic. But Houston, I remember when we went to where did we Galveston, I think it was. I got on that, I don't know what loop it is. It's like a big loop that goes around Houston. I got on that and I wound up going all the way around Houston. Not on purpose. So I missed my exit. Oh, you bought Bitcoins because of Mushy. I know Mushy buy. What is it? He takes part of his earnings and he buys. Uh, oh, the name escapes me, but it's those Bitcoin things. I don't know nothing about them. I'm afraid if I invested $1 in something today, it'd be worth a quarter tomorrow and a nickel the next day. That's just. Oh yeah, cancer too. Over about a year now. I had throat cancer. I got this beautiful scar down the side of my neck. It was no fun. I'm glad you're making it though. It's tough. No doubt about that. I know there's a lot of people that are a lot worse off, but it's tough. Glad you're doing okay though. Because if you're typing here and you're here, you're doing okay. May not feel good sometimes, but you're doing okay. Anyway, Candace Cameron Burr versus Annabelle Pine. I'm almost burnt out, Grandpa. Almost burnt out on what? Door dashing and grub hubbing and dashing and dancing and prancing and all that fun stuff. Reverend Leon Lonnie Love. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. I don't know what that is. And we can't have any today. I wouldn't want 700 wives. I mean, you know how hard that would be to put up. I better back off of that. You should never have to do any housework if you got that many wives. You may have to drink a lot of Red Bull or something, though. I'm about 2 years past my cancer. Glad you're here. I'm glad to be here. You know, it's surprising how many people has had cancer and to the extent of the cancer. You know, I was lucky as mine just was in my tonsils and my uh, all that stuff in your neck, but it didn't, and a little bit on my tongue. But there were some people because I got on that. There's a cancer group for throat cancer on Facebook. A lot of those people completely lost their voice boxes, or they completely had to have their tongues removed, and that would be tough. You know, that's why I say I had cancer, but I'm lucky. You know, and I put my eye out when I was 3. Some of y'all probably noticed one don't really follow the other one, so I've got a fake eye just in case you want to know. Um, but overall, I'm happy. I'm healthy. You know, overweight. Blood pressure has to be in control, but so far, the Lord's been good to me. You know, I'm still here. Got grandkids, and I haven't killed anybody, and none of my kids has killed anybody. So I guess we're all right. Oh, where Whoa, what happened? I didn't. I scrolled the chat and it got hung, I guess. Thank you, Gig. I'm definitely going to check out your channel. Ford Fiesta only takes $20 to fill it up. I'm having a blast. I saw a person driving one of those the little bitty smart cars, and they was doing Spark. I haven't seen them in quite a while, probably about a year. But man, they could. One of the crates, those blue crates that they use, wouldn't fit in the back. I don't think it would fit in the back of their car, but they put a bunch of sacks in the back and then a bunch in the other passenger side. And I guess they was just doing it temporarily. I mean, I would have said they was picking up their own order, but I saw them pretty frequently there for a couple of months, and then I didn't see them no more. I don't know if they got a different car, but I can't imagine hauling something in a little bitty car like that. There's a guy here, and there's probably all over. He does DoorDash on a motorcycle. He's got a big old hot bag bungee corded down on his seat. He told me last year, he told me the only problem with the motorcycle is when, back when the dining rooms was closed at the restaurants, he always had to go through the drive-through. And he said that's tough on a motorcycle because they get hot just sitting there and you're just sitting straight in the sun. I haven't seen him out in a while, but I haven't been doing as much food as I used to. Oh, my dad used to call me pork chop. If you invest in Bitcoins, you definitely need to be prepared to lose it. Yeah. And I don't know. I really don't want to lose money. I can do that. There's a casino if I want to lose some money right across the Red River over here. I don't know. I know sometimes you can make some money on that, and sometimes you can't. But Grandpa got a scar, almost got a jailhouse bug. Okay, I'm not following. Understand? I probably missed something. My mom had esophageal cancer. She has beat the odds and is cancer free from 3 years out. That's great. That's good stuff. She knows probably all about, and you probably know all about the feeding tube and having to crush your medicine up and pour it down the tube. And then when you find, if she's able to, when I was finally able to drink water, I couldn't eat. So I lived on Ensures for 7 months. And it's surprising how much you miss food. Not necessarily the food, but the chewing it, the taste. And it took me almost 2 years for my taste to come back. And there's some things that still don't taste like. I used to love Reese's peanut butter cups, and now it's like, I mean, they're okay, but it changes. It probably doesn't matter what kind of cancer you have. It's all life altering. Something in your life is going to change, but it is what it is. And luckily, those of us who have made it have made it. And anyway, Grandpa lost his eye wrestling in a big gator. True story. Well, I used to tell. I would kind of tell a little fib and say that I got in a big gang fight and got stabbed with a knife. Truth of the matter is, I got in a fight with a moth and stabbed myself. How's that? But I was only 3, so. So yeah, I can get all kinds of stories, man. You can't allow yourself to give up. Money becomes an addiction, just like a drug. So be careful. And those, sometimes you may feel like people are picking on you, Bud Soda, for working so hard or giving you a hard time. But I don't know about everybody else, but there's some of us that care, and we worry that you're gonna find yourself in a bad situation if you're not careful. And it's only because we care. It's not because we don't want you out there doing it. But you know, you got to care for one another, care about each other, help each other. It's what we're all here for. Help each other, learn from each other. Without each other, we ain't gonna make it. That's for sure. Without the good Lord, none of us gonna make any of it. So anyhow, 5 hours for me tonight. I worked 6.5 hours today. I think I wasn't going to work at all because I still have a lot to do. But yeah, I'm trying to get my credit straightened out. So gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, I understand certain situations you have to get out there and hustle. Just don't kill yourself doing it because it ain't gonna be worth nothing if you ain't around to enjoy it. Or if you don't take the time to enjoy it. You're gonna hit that mark, Bud Soda. Grandpa really enjoyed talking to you. It's 10 o'clock and I got to go to bed. Got to get up early tomorrow and sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All right, I appreciate you dropping by. Enjoyed it. And actually, it's time for me to sign off here myself. But I got to do a little box opening video on some headphones. You can see those. Got to do a little box opening video on these. Kind of like the headphones I use, but I don't know. See, I got stuff I got to do, but it'll all get done. I'm broke. Only can take responsibility. Strap up your bootlaces and work. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming by, and y'all get out there and enjoy life. And like I said at the very beginning, if you're in a market that you can't make the money that these other folks are talking about, don't beat yourself up about it because it's just not going to happen in your area. If you can move to a different area or travel to a different area, you might try that if you like this kind of work. But don't think you're not doing something right because you're probably doing everything right because it's honestly not a whole lot to it. Learn where to park, learn your restaurants, who's quick and who's not, and go with it. You learn from experience. Everybody can tell you all they want to and give you ideas and things to think about, but your area is going to be different than my area and Bud Soda's area and Pork Chop's area. It's all going to be different. So do your area, learn your stuff, and don't beat yourself up if you're not making what you need to make. Find an alternative. Anyway, I appreciate everybody coming by. Pork Chop, Bud Soda, Matt, everybody else that's in the house. Thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. Y'all keep smiling. Enjoy life. It's short. And the older you get, the shorter it gets too. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all in the next video. Should be Friday. If not Friday, Saturday or Sunday. My scheduling is blown. But anyway, I will be seeing y'all again, Lord willing. Y'all enjoy it. Have fun. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.